So I'm currently behind the wheel of the 2025 Hyundai IONIQ 5N, and I'm going to take some time to go through the interior of this thing. So starting as I normally do, I'm going to go from left to right. So over on the left, you've got your window switches right here. You've got your door locks. You've got your rear mirror adjust toggle right here. You got a door latch. The whole door is kind of like a grab handle right here. To the right of that, you've got some dim level options for the lighting. You have a traction control off button. You have a button for the rear hatch. You have a plug which will, or a button which will release the electric plug hatch. You have the auto hold button right here, as well as a parking brake latch right here. Uniquely, the kind of foot pedal for your left foot has kind of got like a checkered flag design, as you can see right there. Then you have the full crisp clear digital gauge cluster. So depending on what mode you're in, what you've customized, excuse me, you can, this will kind of change between different screens and different options. See, like in normal, it kind of switches to here. Sport changes it up a little bit. But if you're in the N modes, obviously it kind of livens it up into more performance options. Everything can be kind of adjusted, different pages of information. So right now I have tire pressures over on the right. Let me start at the top. You have current trip, after charging, since last reset. Oops, skipped over. Tire pressures for all four corners. You can kind of see the left front is kind of low. This is different bars which will showcase where the power is going. So those bars on each four corners will kind of light up as it goes. A lap timer and a G-force meter for the vehicle. So everything I was just adjusting is right here. So you can page through different options. You can cycle through with this control right here. Volume control is over on the right. You got your tuner options as well. But over on the left, it's mostly lane assist type options. All around the steering wheel, as you can see, it's kind of performance oriented. You have a bunch of N buttons, drive mode button up top right here. It's kind of light, but it says drive mode. It's kind of the N colors. NGB, it's kind of a boost button. Stands for N grin shift, or N boost. I'm sorry. It's the N grin shift, I believe, in the other models for Hyundai. But you push this and basically, I think you get like about 10 seconds of just extra boost. You can kind of think of it like a Formula One car. On the back of the steering wheel, it has paddles. This is not to select your own gears. It is to enable the iPedal system. So right now I'm currently on level 2, which is the middle, but you can adjust it down to basically driving with one pedal. Basically, if you let go of the gas, the car will immediately brake for you, kind of like a golf cart. But when you're using that, it kind of simulates kind of engine braking, so it kind of is like using paddles, but it's not, because it's not actually shifting gears. On the bottom, you see two N buttons. Now, these can be configured to being the custom 1, custom 2 modes, and people will incorrectly tell you that that's what they're destined to do. But I will show you in the display, the infotainment display, that this can be actually adjusted to be any of a number of performance options. Like, you can make it so you pushing it will start the lap timer, and pushing it again will stop the lap timer. So I'll showcase that when I get to the kind of the system and infotainment options. But the gear lever is located behind the steering wheel. It's basically a twist knob. So you have drive, neutral, and reverse, and then park is a button on the tip right here. You push it in and you're in park, which I'm currently in. So let me go to that infotainment display. So this is kind of the N performance screen. There's 2 pages, and you can kind of adjust everything you want, showcasing what features you want. So you got like an N torque distribution. You can customize this to your liking. There's a circuit option as well if you're on a track. You also have kind of the acceleration pedal and brake. So right now I'm just putting my foot down most 94%. You got a lap timer as well. Second page is where you can kind of customize your custom 1 and custom 2 options. So, whatever you like, you can like tap it here. We're going to go full on and customize them. But you can also kind of tap lightly on these buttons and it'll adjust that. So you have another G-force meter right here. You have the N launch control. You can push this and, follow directions, and you will launch the car as fast as it can go. You have more performance options right here. So it tells you about what you're doing. You can also adjust the launch control to different grip levels. You have the NE shift, showcasing that, the N active sound. So there's 3 different options on how you want the vehicle to sound, because it's electric, you're not going to really hear anything. So you can kind of simulate you know, ignition of a combustion engine. Evolution, in my opinion, is kind of like maybe a little bit of like a Formula E car, and then supersonic kind of fakes it sounding like a fighter jet, which is, you know, fun for a couple minutes, I suppose. And battery preconditioning, so you can adjust it for if you're going to kind of do a drag race or a track situation. And pedal, this is what I was just describing, so I'm currently in the middle of that option. And drift optimizer, you know, if you have some drift skills, you want to enable that. And race and torque distribution. So you can see there's so many N options on this vehicle. But other than the N screens, you have kind of, this is the custom, or the kind of the screensaver screen. Then you have EV, just go in there for a second, showcasing just, you know, the normal EV options of the vehicle, showcasing how much battery life you currently have. Well, let me go in there real fast again. You have different options you can adjust as well, or different screens to showcase. Phone projection, currently using my phone to record this, so nothing will be displayed there, but that's, you know, if you connect your phone, that's how it'll display. Voice memo, weather, setup. So let's go into setup real fast, because go into buttons, and this is where you can adjust your N1 button and N2 button. So right now I have them set to just be custom 1 for the left one and custom 2 for the right one, but as you can see, you can have it to be the start, lap timer, and you know, you can make it wake up the vehicle with that kind of active sound, the NE shift, and also launch control. So I'm going to just set the right one for launch control, because I'm going to film another video about launch control. So be sure to look out for that one as well. But in the settings, you got vehicle options, anything you can adjust, drive modes, EV options, setup, that preconditioning of the battery, navigation, sound, device connections, user profile, voice recognition, you name it, you can pretty much change it. Sports, valet mode, Hyundai Pay, if you want to, you know, link this to your vehicle, link your payment options to your vehicle. Vehicle diagnostics, service maintenance, next service displayed right there, so pretty good until April 2025. HD radio data, notifications, and the online manual. So honestly, when I'm driving, I pretty much leave it on this screen right here. Coming down from there, you have 2 vents and the hazard button. Further down, you have all your HVAC controls. On top of that, you have kind of shortcuts to get into certain spots up top. So you have home, map, search, seek, track, media, favorites, and setup. So setup would have kind of popped me right where I needed to go to adjust the buttons on the steering wheel, where I was showcasing. So you have volume control on the left, tuner knob on the right. This is kind of like touch sensitive buttons on this little plastic glass right here. The engine start stop button is right here. Oh, sorry, my arm touched the camera button, which I'll showcase in a moment. So the engine start stop button is located on the far left of that. Give you a good look right now. I showed the checkered flag on the dead pedal, but you also have that kind of checkered flag design on the brake and the gas pedal as well. Coming down from there, you have USB-C plugs, and it kind of showcases what those plugs can do for you, whether you connect it to the vehicle or just charge. You have a charging pad, excuse me, right here. Features nice little N branding right there. Coming back from there, you've got a USB-C again right here, and then a 12-volt plug, smoker's plug as I call it right here. Since it is an electric vehicle, there's no need for some sort of transmission tunnel, so you kind of get all this space should you need it. The cup holders are very low. You push the buttons, it kind of wakes them up and flips them out, but if you leave them closed, this is a lot of space. You've got your armrest, reveals enough room for probably 3 Coke cans tall sitting in there. Moving to the passenger side, you got your glove box. Give you a look at the passenger door. The nice N branded seats. These kind of remind me of Recaro Sportster seats. So if you like those Recaro type seats, these are basically an OEM variant of that. give you a look at the rear. There is no sunroof in this vehicle, but you have different lighting buttons up top, SOS button, things like that. But that is pretty much the interior of the 2025 Hyundai IONIQ 5N. So if there is a button or feature I didn't go in depth enough on and you have some questions, be sure to leave them in the comments below and I will answer them. Thanks for watching.